It was the night of July 10th, 2014. Kay Budd was driving her parents, Sharon and Randy, on a long trip from Ohio to New York City. The plan was simple: a Broadway show, a little getaway. Randy had been behind the wheel earlier but was now resting in the back while Sharon rode up front. By the time they hit Pennsylvania, they still had hours to go, but they'd never make it to New York. As they approached the Gray Hill Road overpass, out of nowhere, something slammed through the windshield. It sounded like an explosion. In the dark, they couldn't tell what just happened. Kay pulled over, flicked on the interior light, and what they saw would change everything. A boulder the size of a volleyball had blasted through the glass and struck Sharon in the head. Randy grabbed his phone and called 911, panicked.
Oh my gosh, something came right through the windshield. Hi, I'm on the highway, Route 80. Something just came through my windshield and it hit my wife, and I think it went right through her head. Oh my God. Can you please can you get an ambulance somewhere? Can you track this phone?
Where on Interstate 80 are you?
Oh my God. She is grasping for her life.
Okay, what is your name, sir?
My name's Randy Budd.
The phone number you're
calling. Oh my God. Half her brain's gone. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Sharon was rushed to the hospital. Doctors performed emergency surgeries. The swelling in her brain was so bad they had to remove part of her skull. Randy and Kay were told to call family because she probably wouldn't make it through the night. But Sharon was a fighter. She'd beaten cancer once before, and against the odds, she pulled through. Though the cost was devastating, a large section of her brain and part of her face had to be removed. She lost an eye, part of her skull was replaced with plastic, and she was left severely disabled. Years of rehab followed, just to learn how to speak and walk again. So, how did a rock end up smashing through their car? The truth was chilling. Up on that overpass, 4 teenagers were messing around, breaking windows with a baseball bat. One of them, Dylan, decided to up the ante. He dropped a rock onto the next car he saw. That rock hit Sharon. They were caught not long after. Dylan got the harshest punishment, 4.5 years in prison. The others served far less. Through it all, Sharon kept her spirit. Despite the pain and disability, she was determined and positive. She leaned on Randy, who stood by her side, taking care of her every step of the way. But Randy wasn't just caring for Sharon, he was fighting for change.
We strongly believe from the get-go that if there's protective fencing up on that highway, I probably wouldn't be sitting down here talking with you today.
He worked with lawmakers to push for fencing and overpass so no other family would go through what they had to. In Ohio, he succeeded.
We won. We got it done.
Then he turned to Pennsylvania, but while he fought publicly, he was carrying private guilt. On August 6, 2016, Randy took his own life. Just hours before, he'd sent one last message to a state senator: "Please get the fence issue settled." Even at the end, he was thinking of others. Today, Randy's ashes remain with Sharon, who lives in assisted care. Despite everything, she's remembered for her kindness and positivity. Her resilience, a powerful reminder how strong the human spirit can be, even in the face of unimaginable tragedy. Stories like Sharon and Randy's show how quickly life can be shattered in ways no one expects. And sometimes, danger doesn't come from violence alone. Sometimes it strikes suddenly from the unexpected places. An old woman was sitting peacefully in her yard on August 29, 2022, when she became alarmed by a tremendous noise emanating from the mountain. She got up and stepped aside in time to see a huge bouncer slam into the home. Just moments before, a cat also ran off. Although the house was extensively damaged, no one was hurt because of that quick response. The incident took place in China's Yunnan province, Yilan County. A nearby citizen guessed that the boulder weighed about 3 tons. I hope that she's okay. This video is captured by taxi dashcam in the Turkish province of Izmir. Shows a 44-year-old driver named August Erg picking up a lone passenger at 3:30 in the morning. The passenger is 19-year-old Delil Izal, who is seen wearing a mask and hood. The taxi driver also appears to be a pleasant man who speaks in a Niston through the ride. Regretfully, this video is very dark and unsettling for a number of reasons. What began as a simple late-night taxi ride ended in tragedy.
O maskeyi takarsan kimse durmaz abi.
Hastayım ondan mı tanımadın?
Ben olan mı insanıyım? Gezgin adamıyım ben. Abi ben niye alacağım? İnsan bu havada sokaktan bırakılır. Baksana dışarısı buz kesiyor.
Borcunuz amca?
221 kardeş.
After reaching his destination and being told the fare, 19-year-old Izal pulled out a firearm and turned it on the driver without hesitation. The driver was struck 3 times and later passed away at the Ataturk Teaching and Research Hospital. This senseless act shocked the entire nation. The incident gained even more attention when Turkey's health minister posted the footage online, sparking widespread outrage and grief. In the recording, the driver can be heard explaining that he had to pick Izal up despite his suspicious appearance, not wanting the young man to be left out in the cold. A small act of kindness, one that would tragically cost him his life. Moments later, as the footage cuts, Izal is heard coldly remarking, "You shouldn't trust some people." He then rifled through the driver's pockets, searching for money. Authorities quickly arrested the 19-year-old, though since that day, little has been reported about his trial or sentencing. For many, the haunting words caught on tape serve as a chilling reminder of how unpredictable and cruel human nature can be. Just before midnight on September 4th, 2022, a strange thread appeared on 4chan. The original poster explained that while staying at a Super 8 hotel, their friend stumbled onto something disturbing while flipping channels. The television listed only 68 channels, but scrolling past them revealed the Phantom Channel 73. Unlike the others, which were pure static, this one displayed a faint image of a face surrounded by snowy distortion, with a faint Plus TV logo in the corner. Plus TV was a real Finnish broadcaster, now defunct. The clip had no audio. The set itself was a Samsung model. The OP even posted video proof, and sure enough, the unsettling face was right there. Within minutes, the thread exploded. Hundreds of users began theorizing what could be behind it. Some claimed it was a hoax, maybe someone plugged in a laptop over HDMI to play an analog horror-style clip. But defenders pointed out that no HDMI overlay appeared on screen. The static was consistent across channels, and there were no signs of a device connected in the photos. If it wasn't staged, what was it? One theory was channel hijacking, a form of TV pirating that used to be common in the analog days. A self-proclaimed expert even chimed in, suggesting that someone in the same hotel might have hijacked an unused frequency, broadcasting a low-quality test signal just for fun. Another theory was more mundane, that the hotel's outdated cable system had stray wiring, pulling in ghost signals from abandoned infrastructure. But what about the face itself? Some thought it resembled visuals from a Talking Heads music video, while others swore it looked like a distorted portrait of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Unfortunately, no one ever pinned down the original source. After about 9 days with no new evidence and the OP's friend checked out of the hotel, the thread went quiet. The mystery of the Super 8 static remains unsolved. Was it a prank, a hack, or a glitch bleeding through from another time? Olympic Air's flight 0807 on June 7, 2025 had an engine fire not long after taking off from Nose, Greece. The plane had 4 crew members and 45 passengers on its way to Athens. The right engine of the aircraft caught fire as it ascended. Passengers claimed to have seen flames flare and heard a loud explosion. The crew reacted quickly, approximately 25 minutes after departure. They circled back and made a safe landing in Nose. Three workers were detained in spite claiming this was accidental, but this was insane. Do you think this was an accident? This next video was filmed by a man perched high up on a wooden platform in the middle of a forest. Why he was there or what he was doing has never been explained. The clip offers almost no context, no backstory, no follow-up. And yet, what he captured that day is both strange and unsettling. At first glance, he thought it might just be kids fooling around, but after watching the footage a second time, he quickly changed his mind. Two figures can be seen on the ground below him, hurling sticks upward with eerie precision. When slowed down, their movements look unnervingly synchronized, and even stranger, their clothing appears identical. That's when the tone shifts from odd to terrifying. Could this be some kind of ritual, a hidden cult, or was it simply a bizarre coincidence? With no explanation and no one ever stepping forward, the mystery remains. Harmless prank or something far darker? On June 6, 2025, the ground in northern Chile roared to life. A magnitude 6.4 earthquake struck without warning. Its epicenter about 54 kilometers from Diego de Almagro in the Atacama region. The quake originated deep below the Earth's crust, nearly 65 kilometers down, but the shaking above was still powerful enough to leave its mark. Buildings trembled, walls cracked, and entire neighborhoods plunged into darkness as power outages swept across the region. More than 23,000 people were left without electricity, forced into silence except for the rumble of aftershocks that followed. Roads and hillsides shifted too, with minor landslides reported in nearby towns, cutting off travel and leaving residents uneasy about what might come next. Miraculously, despite the scale of destruction, no injuries or fatalities were confirmed. But in Chile, a country perched on the Pacific Ring of Fire, earthquakes like this are a haunting reminder. They're common, yes, but never routine. Each one carries its own risks, its own disruption, and its own reminder that nature always has the final say. A little boy was in big trouble, stranded alone, floating in open water. What happened next could only be described as a miracle rescue.
I know, just calm down,
A fisherman out in Duluth, Minnesota, was just minding his business when he spotted something he never expected, a child struggling in the middle of the river.
Are you gonna be able to make it in the shore? You need some help? Okay.
Can you help me with my dad?
Well, your dad's back there, but I'm gonna bring you in the shore, okay? I know, just calm down,
I get to my dad.
Calm down, just hold my hand. Alright, so, no, you can't pull right now. Just hold on a second.
I need to get to my dad.
Okay, but I'm gonna bring you over to land, okay? Just calm down, you're on my boat. You don't have to worry about the current taking you out.
He quickly pulled his boat over. The boy was panicked, desperate to get back to his dad, but the fisherman knew the priority was clear. Get the kid safe first, worry about dad later. There was just one problem. If the boy tried to climb straight into the boat, the extra weight could tip it and sink them both. So the fisherman calmly talked him through it, keeping him steady, making sure he held on until they reached shore.
I figured out a way to get you up and out without bringing all the water in, okay? So I think if you can hold on like that, can you do that for me? Can I get you to shore?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really need it.
And then you'll be able to land on the dock, okay? Can you do that for me?
Yes.
You're strong, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I just need to be strong for a few more seconds. All right? So I'm gonna try not to hit you. So I'm just gonna back us up.
And what's this?
Oh, that's my minnow bucket. There's fathead minnows in there, okay?
My dad's
Yep, your dad's not gone. He's just on the other side of that grass over there, okay? Okay.
I've been screaming for a long time.
I know, yep.
And he was not listening.
I know.
As they floated back, the boy revealed more. He'd been yelling for his dad for a long time. His dad was nearby but never came. Even worse, it seemed like the father knew his son had fallen in and still didn't move to help. That raised serious red flags. The fisherman kept the kid calm by chatting with him, even joking about veggies and age, until finally he got him onto land.
So I'm just trying to do this, okay? Can you hold on, keep holding on like that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good. How old are you?
I can't remember.
You can't remember? Are you that old? Are you like 101? 102?
I'm young, but I grow up fast.
Yeah, you know, kids do grow up fast, because I have a kid. You wanna know how old my son is? He is 6.
And oh, you just told me how old I'm 6.
Oh, you're 6?
And I look like I'm 7.
Oh, wow, that's good. That must mean you must eat all your fruit and vegetables. So what we're gonna do is we're almost there, okay?
Yeah.
We're making waves. Are you cold?
Yeah.
All right, so once we get up there, all you'd have to do is get on land and you can wait for your dad, okay? I don't know if there's any towels or anything. How long have you been in the water?
Longer?
A long time?
Long.
Okay.
I thought you were dad because you were coming in.
No, I just didn't, I thought he was coming to get you, but he didn't come.
Oh,
Yeah, I know you did. I heard you screaming, so that's why I came over here. Yeah, are you still really, really cold?
yeah, he's colder.
Yeah, okay. Can you make it up? Hold on. Good job. Yeah, hold on. Let me get this off.
That's why where was he?
I think he got blown away over there. Come on, let's see if we can find somebody to get you a napkin.
The boy was shivering, showing signs of cold exposure and needed to be warmed up fast. Towels could only do so much, so the fisherman insisted on calling 911. But the boy was scared. He didn't want emergency services involved. Still, the adults knew hypothermia could set in quickly. They had to make the call.
Hey, do you have any towels on him? His dad left him stranded out in the middle of the river. And
Follow me, sir.
and yeah, and he's saying he's feeling cold. I was just somebody that was fishing, but I want to make sure that he's fine. Then we're gonna call 911.
911?
Yeah, we gotta make sure you're doing okay, so you don't have hypothermia or something like that sitting there.
Don't do 911.
Why? Why don't you want to call 911? Are you scared?
Yes, I don't want to.
It's okay. We just gotta get you on and make sure you're getting checked out.
No.
All right.
I don't want 911. Please, no.
Do you still feel really, really cold?
Yes.
Okay, come on over here, bud.
Yep. So he's got you a towel.
Oh, right there.
Where was he in the?
Yeah, he was in the bay when I came up fishing. His dad was right next to him,
Yeah.
maybe 30, 40 yards west or east of the ramp there, and the current just swept him all the way out here.
Oh.
And his dad
There's
was.
actually 2 people drowned here in that same spot last year.
Well, it was just one of those things where I thought his dad was coming because his dad has the sailboat right there, and he's still not coming. So hasn't came in and checked in on him. So
Okay, just pull this up over your head now.
yeah, we just got to make sure we get you warm and that you're gonna be okay because we don't.
I don't want 911.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, we're gonna get you all fixed up here, Jack.
Because I don't know how long he had been out there in the water prior to me showing up either. So I just want to make sure he doesn't have hypothermia or anything like that that's gonna set it.
Then the father finally showed up, and his reaction was nothing like what anyone expected. He was weirdly casual, even joking that rescuing his son himself would have been a hassle. He almost seemed like he'd been drinking, brushing off the danger his kid had just been in.
Very pleased to meet you.
Yep.
Hi. Sounds like he was a bit nervous.
Well, he was screaming, and it was like I looked back to see where you were at, and you were a couple hundred yards away. Then I was happy I did come here because they were here, how the boat was able to come and get you.
Yes.
But yeah.
No, I'm very thankful of that.
Me too.
First I say 1,000 and then thank yous.
Yep.
That saved me a bunch of hassle.
Yep.
The river takes him a little bit. I like,
Yeah.
calm down, slowly swim to shore.
Yep.
You got this. We've been in this before. I tried to get him with the boat, and of course the wind's picking up.
Yep.
So it just poofs right across the river.
Yep.
So I had to try and walk it back. That is super slow.
Yep.
So thank you very much.
Yep.
I
No
would
problem.
chat longer, but I think I'm needed.
Yep.
But Once again, thank you. And we might be seeing each other.
Thankfully, EMS arrived and checked the boy out before sending him home. But the whole ordeal left a heavy question hanging in the air. Why didn't his dad even try to help him? In the end, that little boy's life was saved because a stranger cared enough to act. But not every child in that kind of danger is as lucky. On December 20th, 2018, an anonymous post appeared on 4chan's B-board. It was brief, almost cryptic. Be here on 23/12/2018 GMT +1. You don't want to miss this. When another user asked what they meant, the OP replied chillingly, let's just say it's my Christmas present for you. Then they vanished. 3 days later, right on schedule, the OP returned. Sorry guys, 2 beers left and I'll go for it. It will ruin my life for years, so I need some courage. At first, replies urged him not to do anything rash, but as the conversation continued, the truth surfaced. He intended to kill his own father that night. Some mocked him, others egged him on, offering detailed guides on how to avoid suspicion, destroy evidence, and make the crime look unsolvable. The thread grew darker by the minute. Then the first photo appeared, a doorway captioned only, "Wish me luck." Half an hour later, he posted again, this time with proof. OP here, I'm about to call the police for myself. And he did. Police in, as Norway, received a call shortly after. A man in his 20s confessed to killing his father because of Norway's strict privacy laws. His identity has never been revealed, but the screenshots live on. Proof of one of the most chilling intersections of internet bravado and real-world violence. A Christmas present that left a family destroyed. One thing every truck driver must know is the height of their vehicle. In Tennessee, one driver either ignored or missed the clearance signs at Carter Creek Bridge. The result? He left the top of his trailer peeled open like a sardine can, scattering metal across the road, a costly mistake, and one that no GPS can excuse. In some places, danger doesn't come out of nowhere. It's there every single day, woven into the struggle to simply survive. And nowhere is that more clear than in Gaza, where life itself has become a fight to stay alive. Today, Gaza is a place where silence lingers under shattered skies. Families sit in the rubble of homes that once held laughter. Over 2 million people are trapped in what feels like exile in their own land, cut off from the basics with famine closing in. Already hundreds have died of starvation, and many of them were children. Clean water is almost impossible to find. In overcrowded camps, families are left drinking whatever they can get. Dirty, contaminated water, even puddles or the sea, just to ease the burning in their throats. The cost? Waves of sickness, especially for kids. And the bombs haven't stopped. Security cameras capture the brutal reality of life there. One day can mean nearly 100 people gone, not just from blasts, but from hunger, thirst, and disease. Shelters are packed, food is gone, water is poisoned. Even waiting in line for bread can be deadly. Aid trickles in, too little and too late. People collapse while waiting for supplies that may never come. This isn't just news. These are kids going to bed hungry, mothers watching their families waste away, entire neighborhoods fighting both fear and famine at the same time. Gaza isn't just suffering, it's dying. And what you're about to see isn't just footage. It's the resilience of people holding on to the last pieces of dignity under a sky that shows no mercy. From a community under siege to a quiet English town struck by sudden violence, the scale may differ, but the heartbreak is the same. Whether it's an entire city under bombardment or a single father protecting his son, life's fragility is laid bare in an instant. On August 20th, 2019, a 4chan user posted about strange activity in an abandoned restaurant in Grand Rapids, Michigan, once a family-owned diner called Isaac's. It had closed years earlier and was later bought by a mysterious couple. They painted the building, taped black flags over the windows, and then nothing. For years it sat dark and unwelcoming, but according to the OP, SUVs would sometimes pull up late at night, unloading groups of children who were never seen leaving again. Most dismissed it as urban legend, but then users dug deeper. Records showed the building was owned by a shell company called Humanix LLC. Its registered address matched a nearby home, where Street View images captured SUVs and children in the yard. Was it just a foster home or something more sinister? Adding fuel to suspicion, Humanix reported over $90,000 in revenue despite having no visible business activity. Investigators online grew obsessed. Some even visited the diner. One streamer captured eerie handprints smeared on the windows. Another abruptly ended his broadcast after whispering, "I thought I heard something back here."
Okay, I thought I heard something back here. Nope. Okay, no.
He never streamed again. Even the OP disappeared, along with the first investigator. Along with the second, 3 people who went looking into the Grand Rapids diner have since gone silent. Was it just a creepy building with a strange ownership trail, or the site of something darker? No one knows. The diner has since been sold, but the questions it raised still hang in the air. In the Chinese city of Guangzhou, a powerful tornado ripped through neighborhoods, leaving behind a trail of chaos and destruction. Only days earlier, another tornado had struck a different part of China. But compared to this one, that earlier storm was almost ordinary. Multiple videos soon surfaced online, capturing the terrifying scale and devastation as it unfolded. The twister injured more than 30 people and, according to local media, claimed the lives of at least 5 residents. In one chilling clip, the sheer volume of debris can be seen swirling violently through the air, while another video shows sparks and outages as the storm tore through power lines, leaving entire blocks in darkness. This wasn't just another seasonal tornado. It was one of the most destructive storms China has faced in 2024, a grim reminder that while the country usually experiences mild twisters, when nature decides to unleash its full power, the results can be catastrophic. It was the evening of April 18th, 2023 in Castle Bromwich, Birmingham. The streets were alive with the usual traffic, shop lights glowing, nothing out of the ordinary. For 50-year-old Calvin Ward, it was just another night, a simple stop at KFC with his teenage son, but circling nearby was a stolen Ford Kuga with false plates. Inside were 4 men armed with machetes and so-called zombie knives. They were after Calvin. Their target was his son. The attack came fast. The stolen car roared forward and smashed straight into Calvin's Vauxhall Corsa. Airbags exploded, metal crumpled, and in seconds, a normal evening turned into chaos. The gang piled out, shouting threats, CCTV later catching their chilling words, "Kill him." Calvin's son bolted, sprinting into the street. By sheer luck, a stranger handed him an e-bike, and he pedaled off into the darkness with the gang chasing. But Calvin didn't run. A father's instinct took over. He jumped into the attacker's car, trying to follow the direction his son had fled. He didn't make it far. The car veered into roadside railings and trapped him. That's when the gang closed in. Knives gleamed under the streetlights as Kelvin tried to run across Chester Road, desperate to escape. But he was unarmed, outnumbered, and he knew what was coming. The first blow landed deep, a stab straight to the chest. More followed, brutal, merciless strikes until he collapsed. Witnesses watched in horror as his final moments played out in the street. Kelvin died where he stood, between the sun and certain death. The attackers fled, leaving him bleeding in the road. Paramedics arrived, but it was already too late. Detectives later pieced the story together with CCTV footage, phone records, DNA evidence, and eyewitness accounts. The investigation revealed what was clear all along. This was no random outburst. It was planned, a targeted attack. At Coventry Crown Court, the truth came out. Tyrone Hollywood, just 17, and Rashard Williams-Reed, 28, were found guilty of murder. Aaron Coates, 28, was convicted of manslaughter. Leighton Williams, 18, escaped a murder charge, but was still found guilty of conspiring to slay Kelvin's son. All four were convicted of that conspiracy, a plot set in motion long before that night. Prison sentences were handed down in decades, but for Kelvin's family, no sentence could ever measure what they'd lost. The CCTV footage remains, a silent and flinching witness to a father's last act of love. Kelvin Ward didn't just die as a victim of senseless violence. He died as a protector, a shield, a man who gave everything to save his child. The murder of Kelvin Ward is a brutal reminder of how quickly violence can rip through an ordinary evening and tear families apart in seconds. On September 30th, 2015, a cryptic warning appeared on 4chan. Some of you are all right. Don't go to school tomorrow if you're in the Northwest. The post included an image of Pepe the Frog holding a firearm. Replies mocked it, treating it as just another edgy hoax, but the OP doubled down. We'll post again in the AM. 10-minute countdown. Too much to prepare. The next day, October 1st, tragedy struck. A gunman opened fire at Umpqua Community College in Oregon, killing 9. The suspect was 26-year-old Chris Harper Mercer. Investigators quickly linked the timing and language of the 4chan post to the attack, believing it could have been a warning or even a confession. But years later, a heavily redacted FBI document revealed a twist. The poster wasn't Chris. He was a young man in Florida who, by sheer coincidence, had made a threat the night before a real attack occurred. The FBI cleared him, but the odds of such a coincidence are almost unbelievable. Many still doubt the report, insisting Chris must have been the author. Others wonder if perhaps he saw the threat himself and mirrored its suggestions. Whether coincidence, copycat, or cover-up, the chilling post remains one of the most infamous warnings in internet history, a message many laughed off until it was too late. Oregon isn't really the place people think of when it comes to wild, mysterious landscapes, but tucked away in the state are caves and abandoned mines that hold some pretty unsettling secrets. One of those secrets came to light inside the old McCoy mine in Lander County, placed sitting above 5,400 feet up in the hills. A YouTuber named Connor Kelly and his friends decided to check it out, expecting a fun little adventure. Instead, they stumbled on something that would haunt them.
Into there.
This dead end.
I see some pretty crazy stuff. It's cool.
At first, the mine seemed ordinary, just dark tunnels, silence, and the crunch of their footsteps. Then their flashlights caught a strange reflection deep inside. Curious, they followed it. Step by step, the glow bounced back at them until they finally saw what it was.
So, do you see that reflection? You're trying to...
A pile of children's shoes, dozens of them, stacked neatly against the rock wall, old, worn, decades out of use. And that wasn't the worst of it.
Yeah, Dad.
Check it out.
So this is more than a little disconcerting. It's just a pile of shoes and there's some bones in there.
There's like bones. There's bones.
Pile of shoes. How old would you say these shoes are, Dad? That's a bone right there.
Scattered nearby were bones, not just one skeleton, fragments, broken pieces that looked like they came from multiple animals, maybe more. Some were shoved in corners, others lying out on the dirt floor, shoes carefully placed together, bones tossed around. Nothing about it added up.
There's like ribs and stuff.
Dude, what's that Shane take point here?
When Connor posted the discovery, theories flooded in. Why would so many old kids' shoes be dumped in an abandoned mine?
In this.
No, it looks like a cow or a horse.
Way too big for a human. So, I kind of want to see what's in there.
There's nothing spotted right there.
Some online detectives suggested something sinister. Serial slayers are often known to keep trophies from their victims, and shoes are one of the most common items reported missing in unsolved cases. In fact, in about 15% of the mysterious missing 411 disappearances, shoes were never recovered. Could these be connected? Were they taken as trophies and hidden away in this cave? Others brushed it off, saying the bones looked too big for humans, probably from cows or other animals. But that doesn't explain the shoes. Neatly stacked, dozens of them. So the question lingers, who brought them here and why? Because in the dark of the McCoy mine, it doesn't just feel like an abandoned tunnel. It feels like the place where someone's secrets were meant to stay buried. Turns out the McCoy mine isn't the only cave in Oregon hiding strange secrets. Back in 2016, another YouTuber, Walter Skipper, posted footage of a different cave filled with odd items. Now, Oregon has a weird history when it comes to shoes and crime. In the late 1960s, serial slayer Jerry Brudos, also known as the Lust Killer, was notorious for stealing and keeping women's shoes as trophies. And he lived right here in Oregon, so when people see piles of shoes turning up in caves, it raises a lot of unsettling questions. This second cave was later identified as Smaller Cave, but this one had a different twist. It wasn't just some random mine, it's actually connected to the Freemasons. A TikTok video even showed a strange symbol carved near the entrance, and viewers pointed out it matched Masonic symbols. Turns out the Freemasons actually do use that cave. They've held annual gatherings there for years. In fact, they used to allow public exploration, but after some vandalism in 2019, they locked it behind a heavy metal gate. So here's the question, are these caves just old meeting spots and abandoned mines with creepy coincidences, or are they holding on to something people were never meant to see? In Jacksonville, Florida, one man's very first day on the job would also be his last. This was the Bacardi bottling plant. August 16th, 2012, around 4:30 in the afternoon. The machine in question was a palletizer. Basically, its job was to stack and wrap cases of rum onto pallets for shipping. But there was a problem. When bottles broke inside the cases, rum leaked onto the conveyor belt, turning everything sticky. That caused jams, crashes, and bottles smashing on the floor. It had been happening for years, and nothing was ever really fixed. That day, the operator hit the emergency stop after another jam. By safety rules, once that button's pushed, the machine is supposed to be locked out. No one should be able to restart it while someone's inside. There were even extra safety bars that could be dropped in place to keep the platform from lowering. But at Bacardi, those safeguards were rarely used. Production speed mattered more than safety. The man in the orange vest was 21-year-old Lawrence Davis, a temp worker. This wasn't just his first day at Bacardi, it was his first day at any job. He'd only been there for about an hour and a half. At one point, he even texted his fiancée a photo from inside the plant. When the operator pointed out broken glass under the palletizer, Davis was told to sweep it up. Security footage shows him stepping under the machine to start cleaning. A little while later, he came back upstairs to ask a question. The supervisor later told police he told Davis to wait on the side, but other workers remembered it differently. They said the supervisor told him to just grab some gloves. Either way, Davis went back down. While Davis was still beneath the machine, the supervisor and operator closed the gate and restarted it. Seconds later, the platform lowered. A scream rang out. Davis had been crushed. The operator slammed the stop button and tried to raise the platform, but it wouldn't move. Around 60 cases, nearly 2,000 pounds, sat on top of it. Coworkers grabbed a pry bar, desperate to lift the weight. First responders arrived within minutes, but but there was nothing they could do. Davis had been slain instantly. 1 hour into his first shift, Lawrence Davis lost his life in a factory where speed came before safety.
I want you to say it on camera. We look what? We look what?
Foreign. We look foreign.
Yeah, please send the police. I am American. I was born and raised here. How dare you? How dare you call us foreign?
If you don't get that phone out of my face, I'm gonna throw it out the store.
Oh, so you're threatening me?
Get the flashlight out of my face, man.
Don't call me foreign.
You need to get my face.
You're gonna threaten me?
She got on sunshades with red hair.
Uh-huh. What else?
Probably like 5'8", weigh about 180 pounds.
Okay.
And she's flashing her phone in my face.
I'm recording you being xenophobic and threatening me.
In this clip, a FedEx employee is caught on video describing a customer to police as foreign. The customer, stunned, insists she's American-born and accuses him of xenophobia. The worker doubles down, repeating the description while the phone records every word.
On a black raincoat with some white Adidas, all white Adidas, some black pants.
Yep. Go ahead, tell them.
And like a black halter top, whatever you call that. So she got on a black raincoat with a black halter top and some black jeans and some white Adidas. Okay. And they're foreign.
We're not foreign.
Middle Eastern as well.
I told you we are American. We are not foreign.
He had on a black jacket with white stripes.
It's good to know.
And black pants with a white stripe.
I hope FedEx is ready for a lawsuit.
Whether intentional or not, the exchange quickly went viral, fueling outrage online and putting FedEx in an uncomfortable spotlight.
I hope you're ready to lose your job. So you just admitted that it's because we're different, because you thought we were foreign. That's why you were treating us that way.
Tuesday, September 2, 2025, Shanghai, Taiwan. A driver who was 18 years old lost his life in a violent collision on a highway. His car swiftly caught fire after colliding with another car in the rear of a lorry. An automobile that was carrying a couple was also involved in the collision. The passenger needed medical attention after suffering an arm injury, but they were able to flee. However, the teenage motorist died at the site after failing to escape in time. A strong explosion shook a petrol station in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil on June 7, 2025, as a car was being refueled with compressed natural gas. The driver of the vehicle and a station attendant were the two persons engaged. The vehicle's gas cylinder burst during refueling, causing the explosion. The precise nature of the failure has not been confirmed by authorities. Both males were sent in critical condition to a local hospital. Regretfully, a few hours later, the driver died. The attendant is still in the hospital as of this recording, suffering from severe injuries. The explosion's force damaged surrounding buildings by sending debris flying. The area was sealed off for inspection as police conducted an investigation. In St. Petersburg, Russia, on August 27, 2025, a 20-year-old traveler became stuck in a bus's doors and was pulled down the pavement for about 1,000 feet or 300 meters.
Ой, блядь, смотри, что он делает. Блядь. Зацепился, ёб твою мать. Блядь, пиздец, блядь. Девчонку, блядь, протащил. Долбоёб, блядь. Зацепилась, блядь. Девочка, ну что там, как у тебя, целые ноги?
На удивление я выжила.
She barely suffered abrasions on her knee and arms. Despite the intensity of the assault, the driver was suspended right away, according to sources, and the corporation in question said it would look into the matter for potential compensation. Formal inquiries into the incident have been started by the investigative committee in the prosecutor's office. No one captured that spirit of living wild and unapologetically quiet-like Norwegian YouTuber Tor Eckhoff, better known to millions online as Abitor. He built a name for himself by doing the kind of things most of us wouldn't even dream of. Skating across paper-thin ice, diving shirtless into frozen lakes, rolling around half naked in the snow while the temperature dropped far below zero. On his way to nearly 1 million subscribers, Abitor carved out a lifestyle that was completely his own. His videos were a mix of crazy stunts and ridiculous antics. Sometimes downing entire bottles of vodka, other times drinking something bizarre, like engine oil, just for shock value. In his channel description, he kept it simple. Born in 1964, living in Norway, working in a paint factory, and yes, the vodka in his videos was always real. People loved him for it. His fearless energy, his offbeat humor, it made him unforgettable. By the peak of his career, Abitor had over 1.3 million subscribers, all tuning in to see what unpredictable thing he'd do next. But on November 7, 2021, just days after celebrating his 57th birthday, tragedy struck. His final upload was titled, "I Am Not Dead, I'm 57 Today," a classic Abitor mix of humor and mischief. Soon after, he went out to film himself skating on a frozen lake near Kongsberg. The ice couldn't hold him, gave way, sending him plunging into the freezing water. He fought hard to pull himself out, but every time he grabbed the ledge, it crumbled beneath his weight. Trapped in the icy water, time ran out. Earlier that day, he texted the person he lived with, reassuring them he was fine and excited to capture new footage. But beneath the ice, there would be no more videos. Rescue divers pulled him from the water, and though doctors tried everything, the cold had already taken too much. Abitor was gone. In the days that followed, thousands of fans flooded his final video with comments of grief, love, and gratitude. Even now, years later, people still return to his channel, new viewers discovering him for the first time. Longtime fans were visiting the strange, joyful, fearless world he built. Tor Eckhoff, Abitor, remains a legend, a man who laughed in the face of danger, who shared every wild, icy adventure with the world, and who left behind a legacy that proved sometimes the boldest, quirkiest souls make the deepest mark. But Abitor wasn't the only YouTuber to chase danger for extraordinary footage. Across the ocean in the waters of Cornwall, there was another fearless creator who lived for danger. He dove into whirlpools, battled waves, and chased adrenaline like no one else. But in the end, the same passion that made him unforgettable would also cost him his life. Guyver Beach, just north of Sennen Cove in West Cornwall, is one of the hidden spots most people never stumble upon. Tucked behind dunes and winding roads, it feels secret, almost untouched. But for a young YouTuber named Jacob Cockle, this place was home. Back in 2011, Jacob started a channel called Whirlpool Hitman. His videos were pure adrenaline, swimming into whirlpools, cliff jumping, surfing wild waves, and venturing into caves. His daring stunts didn't just win him subscribers. Surf magazines wrote about him, and he even picked up awards from the Sunday Times and National Geographic. By the height of it, more than 150,000 people were subscribed, hooked on his fearless adventures. Some clips showed him tossing things into whirlpools just to watch them vanish, but more often than not, Jacob himself would dive into the swirling current, knowing full well how deadly it could be. Those waters could suck a man under in seconds. Still, he thrived on the edge. That was his world. On May 28, 2013, the infamous whirlpool in the Hale Estuary resurfaced, as it did a few times each year. Jacob couldn't resist. He rushed over to his friend artist David Rain, asking him to come along and film. David had tagged along before and could see Jacob's excitement, so he agreed. As usual, Jacob brought along one of his quirky props to spice up the footage. This time, a rubber horse mask. For nearly half an hour, he let the vortex spin him around like a ride, grinning, telling David it was just like surfing, all about flowing with the water. After about 25 minutes, David figured they had plenty of footage. He called out, telling Jacob to wrap it up.
I reckon you got enough there.
Riding the current of it with your body.
Are you?
Yeah, it's really similar to surfing. Just flowing with it. That's pretty scary.
You got enough?
I just really make the most of it. I don't know what else to do.
but Jacob wasn't ready. Instead of climbing out, he asked for his GoPro on a stick. He wanted one last shot, this time under the surface. Moments later, he dived straight into the whirlpool. Seconds ticked by, then more. David called out his name. Nothing. Panic hit. He raced to the far end of the quay and spotted Jacob floating face down. In that instant, he knew Jacob was gone. He was just 28 years old. Months later, his final video went up on YouTube, ending with a haunting caption: "Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever." At his funeral, the church overflowed. Friends, family, and even strangers came to honor him, not as some reckless thrill seeker, but as a fearless soul who lived without hesitation. A year after his death, the harbor was renovated. The whirlpool that had fascinated Jacob, the same one that took his life, was gone forever. All that remained was his legacy, his videos, and the memory of a man who lived right on the edge until the very end. On August 30th, 2015, an anonymous user on 4chan posted a picture of their right foot with the caption, "Dubs decides what I do." For those unfamiliar, dubs meant if the last 2 digits of a reply's post number match, that reply wins. Usually these threads are harmless jokes, but this one wasn't. One reply suggested something unthinkable: cut off the toe. The OP answered with a photo of his foot tightly bound, caption, "Cutting off the circulation may take some time." Minutes later came another picture, his foot balanced over a bathtub, a hatchet and a bucket of ice visible. At first, everyone assumed it was a bluff. Then 40 minutes later, the final image appeared, his toe severed, bloody, bone exposed. The thread erupted with shock and disbelief. The OP vanished. No updates, no aftermath, just silence. Some argue it was Photoshop or special effects, but most who saw it insisted it was real, too detailed to fake. If so, then this wasn't just internet bravado. It was someone maiming themselves for strangers' amusement, a glimpse into the darkest corners of online culture, where attention outweighs sanity. A football goalie in Par, Brazil, died on September 3, 2025, in what appeared to be an entirely ordinary incident.
Chama a SAMU aqui. Ah, já levantou. Ah, SAMU Cara, tu viu que ele correu aí?
In an amateur tournament, he dove to the right and effectively saved the shot during a penalty shootout. He abruptly passed out on the court a few months after approaching a teammate. He was brought to a nearby hospital as soon as medical personnel hurried to help him inside the gym, but regrettably, he did not make it. Although a potential cardiac arrest has been proposed by certain sources, the official cause has not yet been disclosed. On June 11th, 2013, what started as a routine crash investigation on a South Texas highway turned into something officers never expected. Troopers pulled up to the scene on I-37 near George West. One of the drivers was a 43-year-old woman named Silva Patricia Santa Maria. She was behind the wheel of a big box truck and claimed she was hauling mattresses from Alton to Houston. But something didn't add up. Her story kept changing, and the more officers pressed, the more nervous she got. Finally, they decided to check the truck for themselves. Behind a stack of 30 mattresses, they uncovered the truth. 25 people packed into a tiny airless compartment hidden in the truck's walls. Some were young ones, many were weak, struggling to breathe after being crammed inside for hours. The group came from all over: India, Mexico, Cuba, Honduras, Venezuela, Guatemala, the Dominican Republic, and El Salvador. Officers immediately pulled them out and got them medical help before handing them over to Border Patrol. As for Santa Maria, she was arrested on the spot, facing 25 counts of human smuggling. The discovery was shocking, but it could have been so much worse. Just think back to San Antonio in 2022 when 51 migrants were found dead inside an abandoned tractor trailer. This time, every single person made it out alive, thanks only to the quick instincts of officers who didn't ignore their gut feeling. Captured on July 10, 2025 in Cochem, Germany, the day began as calm and uneventful outside what looked like a factory, but that calm didn't last long. Within seconds, a driver speeding at nearly 150 kilometers per hour, roughly 93 miles per hour, lost control, tore through the factory gates and smashed straight into the wall. Early estimates suggest the damage alone could run anywhere between $350,000 and $450,000. One of the scariest things about skiing or mountaineering, in my opinion, are snow cornices, that or getting stuck in a tree, well, head first. The others swiftly move over to have a look, but falling snow and debris block the view down the mountainside. In mountainous regions, snow cornices, unsupported overhanging snow ledges, are well-known hazards that frequently collapse unexpectedly beneath the weight of a person. They pose a serious risk of avalanches and falls, which is why skiers and mountaineers are instructed to be aware of them. High above a canyon, a mountain biker can be seen approaching a narrow, rocky, and steep track in a headcam video. With severe drops right next to the tires, there isn't much room for error on the path. This kind of footage emphasizes the dangers of aggressive mountain biking. Precise control and skill are necessary on technical trails with exposed ledges, steep inclines, and loose pebbles. On these climbs, one mistake might result in a severe fall, particularly if you're riding hundreds of feet above the canyon floor. Next, footage from downtown Fort Lauderdale. Drivers waiting at a stoplight had no idea they were about to witness something shocking. A Jeep had gotten stuck on train tracks. The group of bystanders nearby tried to help, but when the train arrived, the outcome was inevitable. The collision sent debris flying, some of it close enough to hit onlookers themselves. One woman ended up in the hospital. Her exact condition was immediately released. Home invasions are terrifying enough, but what if the intruder doesn't stay down, no matter how many times you knock them to the floor? That's exactly what happened to UFC fighter Anthony Lionheart Smith. Smith's a guy who's fought some of the toughest names in the cage, but he says the hardest fight of his life didn't happen under bright lights. It happened in his own home. April 5th, 2020, around 4 a.m., his wife hears banging and strange noises in their Nebraska house. Moments later, a man forces his way inside through the garage. Smith rushes toward him and finds a stranger screaming in his computer room. This wasn't some small scuffle. Smith expected to drop him quick. After all, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu with over a decade of pro fights behind him. But every punch, every knee, every elbow, this guy just ate them. He'd hit the floor, then pop right back up, charging at Smith again like nothing happened. Smith later said no human fights like that.
To you, they want to hurt you. They have something, whether it's a weapon, a gun, a knife, a bat. So I'm expecting he has something, and I don't. So I just needed to get to him and honestly do as much damage as I could before I was going to succumb to whatever he had.
Meanwhile, his wife, young ones, and mother-in-law locked themselves in a bedroom waiting for police. Smith knew he had to hold the man off, weapon or not, long enough to protect his family.
My plan, I was just going to do as much as I could, and hopefully my family could get out, or if I ended up dying or from a gunshot wound or whatever, at least he'd be hurt enough that they could deal with it. So that was my mindset going into that situation.
For 5 minutes that felt like forever, the two fought in the dark until officers finally stormed in. The intruder was 21-year-old Luke Haberman, face swollen, bleeding, but still defiant, until he surprised Smith one last time. As police dragged him away, he turned and said, "Hey man, I'm sorry." Turns out Haberman wasn't some supernatural force. He was a former high school wrestler with a solid record, 32 wins in his senior year. That explained his endurance, but not why he broke into homes that night. Neighbors reported he tried multiple houses before Smith's. He never stole anything, never explained himself. Anthony Smith walked away from that night rattled, not because he lost the fight, but because for the first time he realized that even with all his training, some battles are scarier than any cage could ever hold. On September 3, 2025, an automobile lost control and crossed all 6 lanes of Sunrise Highway in Bayshore, Long Island, USA. Sources claim that the 70-year-old motorist launched the Honda across the highway before finally coming to a stop after colliding with an embankment and a slight incline that served as a ramp. Thankfully, no onlookers were wounded and no other cars were engaged. The driver was sent to a local hospital with just minor injuries. Inside a Walmart, a customer using a mobility scooter stacked with groceries is stopped by another shopper who suspects theft.
Stop talking and listen.
I'm allowed to record whatever I want.
No, you cannot.
Yes, I can. I can record wherever I want. What are you talking about?
Just stop.
All right, go ahead.
Why are you in the cart?
Look at my knee, man. I explained to him.
Knee.
And it hurts.
Okay.
Are we supposed to give an explanation for why he's in the cart?
Did you have somebody standing on the back of it?
Okay, I didn't realize that though. But I paid for my stuff. I don't steal. And second of all, I wouldn't be on the cart if I didn't need it. Okay. And I'm not doing anything.
Where's your cart?
It's outside.
Where?
In the parking lot.
But the truth quickly comes out. He paid for everything and needed the scooter because of a knee injury, scar and all.
I'll wait and I'll help you.
Can I have my ID? Like, there's no need for you guys to do this stuff. You realize this is like weird.
Okay.
Because I paid for my things. No, I paid for my things. If these aren't able to be used by a person that it makes absolutely no sense.
Have I stopped you from using it?
You just told me, you just checked me like if I'm stealing these things and I paid.
No,
and you saw my ID.
I'm checking your age.
You think the man didn't check it when I wrote it?
How would he have been able to buy them?
It makes no sense, man. Honestly.
If he wasn't 21.
Right there, and it needs to be scanned.
So that was so unnecessary.
Yeah, you're just bothering me at this point. I have done nothing wrong.
Will you call Coach Malik?
Yeah, you should call him actually.
It makes no sense.
Bro, just go, bro. Just go, bro. Just go, bro. Just get out, bro. Let's go.
The confrontation turns awkward fast, and once the receipt is shown, the accuser backpedals, proof that sometimes the only thing stolen is someone's patience. The following footage shows just how unforgiving dangerous jobs can be. From a coal mine in Zhuzhou, China, CCTV captured a worker storing material when he suddenly slipped and fell. Tragically, the 59-year-old man did not survive. Investigators later confirmed that the mine had been operating with multiple safety violations, leading authorities to shut it down permanently after the accident. On September 6, 2025, during the Langkawi legendary ride in Malaysia, what began as a celebration of endurance and passion for the sport turned into a tragedy that stunned the cycling community. Hundreds of riders had gathered for the annual race, each pushing through grueling heat and distance. Among them, one competitor entered the 68-kilometer category, determined to test his limits. But on this day, his ride would not end at the finish line. Footage from the scene shows the moment disaster struck. While trying to avoid another rider, he lost control, veering into the path of an oncoming car. The impact was sudden and fatal. In an instant, a day meant to showcase strength and perseverance became a chilling reminder of how fragile life on the road can be. The Malaysian National Cycling Federation quickly announced an internal review, questioning whether all safety measures had been properly enforced. Were the signs clear? Were the police escorts sufficient? Based on what's been seen so far, doubts remain. Meanwhile, local authorities have launched their own investigation to piece together the exact chain of events. For the rider's family, fellow competitors, and spectators, the questions weigh heavy. Could this tragedy have been prevented, or was it a tragic accident written in the chaos of the race itself? On June 18, 2018, a frantic 911 call came in from Boulder, Colorado. On the line were 47-year-old Scott Jones and his 11-year-old son, Michael. They sounded terrified. Michael's young voice broke through the confusion, saying she's not breathing. He was talking about his mom, 44-year-old Deborah DePinto.
Please help me! She's not breathing! Please help me!
When police showed up, the scene was heartbreaking. Deborah was lying on the laundry room floor, unresponsive. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital, but despite every effort, she didn't make it.
Okay. Are you in the Ponderosa?
We're in the office.
Okay.
We're in the office. She was doing laundry. She grabbed his nose. She started making funny breathing stuff.
Okay. Are you in the city of Boulder?
Yes, sir. Please come help me. Please.
Okay.
Please help me.
Okay, stay on the line with me. I'm going to get you some help.
At first, it looked like a tragic medical emergency, but investigators quickly learned this family had deep problems. Deborah had been the breadwinner for years while Scott refused to work. Their marriage was crumbling, arguments were constant, and divorce was looming. Then came a shocking twist. The landlord of the trailer park, who had secretly installed security cameras after a string of burglaries, was reviewing footage from that night. What he found changed everything.
I thought there was some common sense with you.
Well, I thought he knew that you don't remember being in there.
He doesn't know.
I didn't. So that's why he had told me.
The cameras had caught Scott and Deborah walking into the park office. You couldn't see everything, but the audio was crystal clear. The couple argued for nearly 10 minutes. Deborah kept saying she was done and just wanted to leave. Scott wouldn't accept it. At the laundry room door, he snapped, blocking her exit and choking her until she collapsed.
What are you doing over there? I'm getting one. Get out of here, this common sense. We're fighting for an hour over nothing. I'm done. We are never going to be together.
You're so cruel. Is that all you got, cruel and mean?
You're in my way. You can't force me to love you anymore. Get out of the... Where's the door? I'm trapped with you. Get away from me. You make me feel terrible. Get away from the door.
You're done.
And then nothing. For 45 long minutes, Scott sat beside her body. No calls for help, no attempt to revive her, just silence. Only later did he pull his son into the scene and hand him the phone to dial 911.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Please, Mama, wake up. Mama, please. Oh, God. Oh, God. Please do help us. Oh, my God.
When detectives questioned him, Scott spun a wild story. He claimed Deborah just suddenly collapsed, maybe from a seizure, maybe a stroke, maybe even took her own life. He even tried to frame it as just a casual conversation about what to eat for dinner, but the video evidence blew his lies apart.
And then we started figuring out, so what do you want to do for dinner tonight? I don't know, man. I'm trying to remember what she said, Santiago's or something like that. And I was like, nah, that's a lot. I don't want that. What do you think? We should go to Taco Bell or something. She's like, yeah, we can go to Taco Bell. She's like, well, I'll tell you what I do, man. Help me with this laundry, because now I'm remembering everything, dude. I had the laundry bag in my hand, dude. She didn't have it in her hand. Or she did, and I'd like, said, here, let me take this for you. Rolled her over, dude. I put her arms up just like that, dude. Thinking that was gonna do something. I waited for maybe a minute. Buddy, that didn't do a phone on me. I couldn't find my damn phone. So I went back inside of the trailer. Where's the phone? Where's the phone? I was panicked. I was freaking out. So he came with me. We see her. Oh my God, bro, she's looking blue. Okay? Now after that, I go, man, we gotta call the cops. We gotta call the cops, man. We gotta call the cops. I don't know, I panicked so much, I just gave the phone to him, dude.
You talked about her also having
She had a stroke.
A stroke.
All right? She has panic attacks. A seizure? I don't know about no seizures.
Okay.
But yeah, the panic attacks, pretty bad, dude. Like I said, we're driving in the car, doing his little screaming. You know how kids scream, all freaking out. And she don't, I don't know, man. I guess maybe I might have overlooked this shit about I want to kill myself and stuff like that. She said it a few times in life, but dude, I just passed that off as junk. That's bullshit, you know what I'm saying, you know?
But she didn't do anything in the laundry room to think she killed herself, right?
No.
Because how long were you guys in the laundry room?
You think she did that? I don't know. No, I don't know. She was in there a little bit before I was in there.
This entire time you're still there with her. What are you doing? Are you looking at her? Are you trying to figure out what to do next? Help me.
In court, the jury saw it all. Scott Jones was found guilty of second-degree murder and child abuse. In 2019, he was sentenced to 49 years behind bars, a marriage in ruins, a family broken, and a secret camera that revealed the horrifying truth. Sometimes what looks routine can change in seconds. Security footage from a building shows people riding an elevator as normal until the doors suddenly gave way. Witnesses reported hearing sounds even after the collapse. It was enough to leave many questioning whether the stairs might actually be the safer choice. Picture yourself merely going about your daily routine when a stranger approaches you and begins striking you with a hatchet. This poor man experienced that when a mentally ill Iraqi war veteran viciously attacked him without cause and then destroyed the ATMs in front of them. Despite his severe injuries, the man lived. Steve Irwin wasn't just a wildlife guy, he was the wildlife guy. From the time he was 6 and caught his first venomous brown snake, he was hooked. Animals weren't just his passion, they were his life. To Steve, people misunderstood these creatures. He believed if we learned to respect them, we could live alongside them. That mindset fueled his adventures. Sharks, crocs, venomous snakes, you name it, he faced it. And he didn't just do it for himself, he brought all of us along for the ride through his hit show, The Crocodile Hunter. For over a decade, millions tuned in to watch him wrestle reptiles and show us that the animals we feared weren't villains, just misunderstood.
To deal with venomous snakes, as I learnt at a very young age, is give them space. This is his territory. This is his terrain, his environment. He's the biggest predator out here. And this is just such a special moment. This is what I want to share with you.
But on September 4, 2006, the unthinkable happened. Steve and his crew were out near Port Douglas, Queensland, filming for a show called Ocean's Deadliest. The weather wasn't great, so instead of chasing tiger sharks, Steve and his cameraman, Justin Lyons, decided to film something else. That's when they spotted a massive stingray gliding through the shallow waters. Now, Steve had handled stingrays before. They weren't seen as especially dangerous compared to everything else he dealt with. The plan was simple: get a few shots for a Young Ones wildlife show hosted by his daughter Bindi. They filmed the stingray from different angles and were wrapping up when Steve decided to get one last shot from behind as it swam off. That's when it all went wrong. The stingray, feeling threatened, lashed out. Its venomous barbs struck Steve in the chest multiple times. At first, Justin didn't realize what had happened until he saw the water cloud with blood. He rushed Steve out of the ocean before sharks could be drawn in.
Probably thought that Steve's shadow was a tiger shark, which feeds on them very regularly. And so it started to attack him. I didn't even know it had caused any damage. It wasn't until I panned the camera back that Steve was standing in a...
Steve, still conscious, tried to stay calm. He gasped to Justin, "It's punctured my lung," but the barb had pierced his heart. His final words were chillingly simple: "I'm dying." And just like that, the crocodile hunter was gone. The world was devastated. Tributes poured in from everywhere. His wife, Terry, was traveling with her young ones when she got the heartbreaking call. By the time she made it back to the zoo, Steve had already passed. Steve had always known the risks. He told his crew if something ever happened, keep filming, because for him, the mission was bigger than himself, and his family has carried that mission forward. His young ones, Bindi and Robert, continue working with wildlife, keeping his dream alive. Steve Irwin's death remains one of the most shocking animal-related tragedies ever. And maybe the most haunting part? He survived years of wrestling with crocodiles and handling the deadliest snakes, only to be slain by a stingray, an animal rarely known to be fatal. But if you ask those who knew him, Steve wouldn't have blamed the stingray. He always said wild animals were just being themselves, and in his memory, his family and fans continued to celebrate the wild world he loved so much. In another clip, a kitchen worker, bare-chested and without any protection, was cooking when a sudden flare-up erupted. Flames leapt toward him, but luckily the situation burned out on its own before turning catastrophic. This is exactly why safety gear, even something as simple as an apron, is considered essential in kitchens. Finally, for something lighter, a man missed trash collection day and decided to take matters into his own hands. Wearing a helmet, he hopped on his scooter and raced after the garbage truck, trying to toss his bag in. He came close but fell just short, an oddly relatable moment for anyone who's forgotten pickup day. Imagine being so agitated over a piece of fabric. Given the present situation, this soccer match between the US and Mexico is bound to be stressful. But when another man raises a Mexican flag, this man begins to threaten him. He assaults him when he does. The man in question was literally covered in American flags, although I suppose his main grievance was that Mexico had won. An attempted robbery in Santa Cruz de El General, Costa Rica on September 3, 2025 ended unexpectedly when a man was swiftly deflated with a jiu-jitsu move while attempting to take a woman's phone inside a restaurant. The staff reportedly contacted the police right away when she pinned him to the ground. This time, the criminal scheme didn't work out as expected. In the UK, a tenant noticed 500 pounds missing over 2 weeks and suspected her cleaner, so she set up a sting.
Hello, I'm here.
What are you doing?
I don't know, I coming, because I found key, here. I found key and I come.
No. What are you doing in here?
I nothing, just coming, because found key.
You didn't find a key?
I found a key and I think, where is light? Because never daytime no be light and I went on and put, key. Here, look, I found here. Here, look. There. I knock first, and after, 100%, I promise. No, I promise. 100%,
Then why didn't you put the light on?
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
Because I don't know. I think there is light, first Jenny.
Well, you know where the light is.
I don't know.
You clean this place.
Yeah, but I don't know because daytime never, no. I promise, I promise. I think I found key here, 100%. I promise. I promise. I promise. It's no funny for me,
Play what are you doing here anyway?
I coming to Hoover,
Yeah, why are you coming in here?
Because I want to put key and after go to tell Jenny I found key, and I put in your home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think I'm doing here?
That's what we're trying to find out.
Yeah, okay. But what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
You think what I'm coming for here? For what?
You tell me.
I just come to put key, because I found here. No?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I go to tell Jen now,
Okay.
When I over.
All right then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But why are you laughing for me?
I'm not laughing. Do I look like I'm laughing?
Yeah, I think you know.
No.
Because you listen, I knock. I know. She there, but maybe I think come back because now it's 7 o'clock, But nobody no open. I think, okay, I open, put key somewhere, and
okay.
Come back.
All right then.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
When confronted on camera, the cleaner rambled about finding a key and just wanting to turn on a light. But the excuses didn't hold. She later admitted in court to burglary, receiving a suspended sentence and a 5-year ban from working in care homes, caught by the very person she was supposed to help. Security at a music festival must be really challenging. See this video to get a sense of how difficult it can be. Things are comparatively quiet until a man starts confronting security with violence after dancing, which makes everyone else flee.
Just go in. Okay. What is going on? What? What? I'm so confused. No, what is going on? Where is the gun? Oh no, he's trying to get him out. No, Dottie, move, Dottie. No.
This next one is both intense and terrifying. In Minas Gerais, Brazil, surveillance footage shows a woman who had been kidnapped by her ex. At a gas station, she spotted a patrol car and bolted for safety. Her abductor gave chase, but officers immediately intervened and spotted him before he could drag her back. A horrifying ordeal cut short thanks to her quick thinking and the timing of law enforcement. Natural disasters don't let up, and in Himachal Pradesh, India, yet another landslide was caught on camera. The country, alongside neighboring China, has been hit with repeated incidents caused by relentless weather conditions. Each new clip like this one is a reminder how common and devastating these landslides have become across the region. Look at this complete insanity. This individual just crashed their pickup truck into a residence. It seemed that there was a disagreement among the neighbors, and one of the individuals chose to resolve it in this manner. You must feel sorry for these folks, but you must also wonder what the disagreement was about that resulted in this. Why does your Big Mac take so long? Maybe it's because of employees like this, caught staring blankly at a screen moving slower than molasses, barely stacking buns. The clip, dubbed Zombie McDonald's Worker, quickly spread online as a symbol of fast food burnout. It's funny in one sense, but also a reminder how draining that job can be. Lastly, a video demonstrating that demolishing eateries out of rage is not a unique American hobby. We got this video from Korea, where an irate customer brought a baseball bat to a kebab and burger joint. This dude is also causing a lot of harm. He appears determined to break almost all of the glass in the store. Luckily, a group of police officers show there and immediately take him under control. It's possible that people believe the man is intoxicated. However, where did he obtain the bat? We've all had to stop and ask for directions at some point. That's exactly what this driver was doing, stepping out for just 10 seconds to talk with a local. But in that short window, another car slammed into his, nearly striking the woman standing beside it as well. The crash wasn't as severe as it could have been, but it was still an unnerving chain of events from what should have been a harmless moment. In Vassalboro, Maine, 9-year-old Jackson Kirk was filming a plane taking off at Bangor International Airport. The aircraft, a Cessna Skywagon, lifted into the air, but seconds later, tragedy struck.
They crashed. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh no. Oh no.
The plane lost control and went down, fatally injuring the pilot. What started as an innocent video from a child excited to see planes turned into footage capturing the final moments of a life.
To the count of 3. Don't do this. Sir.
In April 2019, Derek Thompson was pulled over in Virginia for an expired inspection decal. He began recording, and what happened next became infamous.
Sir, it's on camera. My hand is by my head. I'm being threatened.
Now you're under arrest. Now you're under arrest for disobeying the law and commands of an officer.
I'm giving you
lawfully to the count of 3.
This officer has threatened me, and I'm making it known I am no threat to this
2.
officer. I've been threatened.
State Trooper Charles Hewitt threatened to drag him out of the car, counting to 3 like a schoolyard bully. When Thompson refused, Hewitt forcibly yanked him from the vehicle.
In danger. My life is in danger. How do you like this? How do you like this? Huh? Put your hands behind.
The footage went viral, sparking outrage. Though initially cleared, public backlash eventually forced Hewitt out of the department. Thompson later won a federal settlement of $20,000.
I'm a specimen right here, buddy.
Sir, I'm
you
in
have gotten
no.
on my last
My
nerve.
hands are up on camera.
All right.
I'm in no threat.
You're
to
gonna
these
get your ass looked in front of.
In South Africa, the name Sfiso Lungelo Tabedi once carried the promise of greatness. A rising star, he won the IFBB Junior World Championship in 2016 and became a local hero. His presence on stage wasn't just about muscle, it was about passion, charisma, and a trademark backflip that thrilled audiences. But in 2017, that very move ended his life. Performing in front of a live crowd, Sfiso launched into his flip, wearing socks on a slick floor. He under-rotated and landed squarely on the back of his neck. The crowd first thought it was part of the act. It wasn't. He was rushed to the hospital, but the spinal injury was catastrophic. He was only 23 years old. The bodybuilding world mourned. Tributes flowed online. Officials later said his socks likely caused him to slip, turning what should have been a show of athleticism into tragedy. The footage spread quickly online, sparking calls for it to be removed out of respect. For many, his death became a sobering reminder that even in a sport built on strength, the line between performance and danger is razor thin. On July 1, 2025, Palm Beach County deputies responded to a TD Bank for a report of check fraud in progress. When officers arrived, Varela was still sitting inside with a banker attempting to cash an $8,000 check. What he didn't realize was that the same banker had already connected him to a $6,000 check that had been cashed at another branch. While stalling him, she quietly called police.
So, actually, the customer is not even in Florida, so. And you know, and we give you the cash. Okay, but we give you the cash to you, like $5,000 around. The $5,000 was deposited into the account, and it was being reported. So the account's being reported right now at this point. And you know, this is not the signature from the account as well. So we want to know.
What's the person's name on that?
I'm being the same.
Let me talk to him. What's the person's name?
Randy John.
And what's your name? Yeah, that's your name. Stand up for me, bro.
We can go to the office over there.
Yeah, I'll talk to you. Couple
bank check, so it's our customer, and he went to open an account into a branch to be able to cash the check for this amount.
The bank supervisor later gave a sworn statement. She explained that Varela opened a TD Bank account over the weekend, knowing that without being a customer, he couldn't cash the check. On Monday, he came back with a TD Bank check, which allowed them to verify funds instantly. He withdrew more than $5,000 in cash, while the remainder went into his new debit account. When the fraud was discovered, the account was immediately reported, but by then, the cash was already in his hands.
We can verify the funds right away and cash it. So we cash it and give it the $5,000 something to him, and then the rest deposited into his debit card.
So he took out.
Yeah.
He withdrew $5,000.
He withdrew the $5,000
from TD Bank.
From this account.
Okay. What's your position here?
I'm the store supervisor. So they reported his account because they already knew that they stolen this information from this account.
Okay, and what was the location that he got the money from?
Like Port Road, this one.
Okay.
When deputies confronted him at the bank, Varela was taken outside and detained. Detective O'Connor advised him of his rights before beginning a short interview. The detective asked simple questions. Was a black car outside his? Who had the keys? Was anyone else with him? Varela said it was his grandmother's car and admitted he had the keys when he entered the bank.
So quick question, was that black car, is that the car you came in?
Yeah.
It is? Okay, whose car is that?
Grandma.
Your grandma's car? Where's the keys at?
He took it.
Who took it?
That dude in that car took
The deputy has the keys?
As far as I know.
You had the keys on you though?
Yeah.
Was somebody else in the car?
What?
Was somebody else in the car with you when you came here?
No.
No? Okay, so you got out and you walked in, you had the keys on you, and when you got arrested, you had the keys on you?
Yeah.
I just gotta find the keys.
He took my phone, my wallet, the keys. That's all.
Okay, we'll get all that. Your grandma know you have her car?
Yeah.
You live with her? I'd rather your grandma be able to come get it than us tow it. Yeah.
I don't think my grandma.
Huh?
My grandma, she's damn near half blind.
She's what?
Like half blind.
Half blind? Do you have any other like adults in the house? Like with your grandma? I can't have anybody but the registered owner, but maybe your grandma can come with brother, or, you know what I mean? Okay, I'll call her in just a minute. Have a seat in the car for me. So, you know what you're doing here?
What?
Do you know why you're arrested?
No, they didn't tell me.
What's that? Nobody told you? All right, so this is about a check from yesterday. The check that you cashed yesterday at the other bank. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, which bank was that? That was the one on Lake Worth Road, the TD?
I couldn't tell you.
With that information, deputies turned to the vehicle. Cars in fraud cases often contain evidence, stolen identities, counterfeit checks, ledgers, and sometimes weapons. Searching the car, deputies found cash, drugs, documents, and a firearm. The discovery meant the case had already grown beyond simple fraud.
There's a firearm and a commission of a felony.
Yep. He is not even a little bit a victim anymore. Can I prove the firearm? Can I prove the firearm?
Right now, I wouldn't do it. It's just later on.
Yeah.
I would do the DNA for it, and then just have them added on.
When questioned further, Varela confirmed he had cashed a check the previous day, but when asked what happened to the $5,000, he invoked his right to a lawyer and ended the interview. Detectives knew the next step was a warrant.
How old are you?
19.
19? You don't know where you cash a check? You got a job? No? Huh? No? You go to school?
Just got out.
Just got out? Graduated high school?
I graduated high school like 2 years ago.
So what school were you at?
CDL trucking.
Oh, truck driving. You got any criminal history? Never been arrested before? It's brand new, huh? All right, so that money you got yesterday, that $5 grand, what'd you do with it? Where's it at?
I ain't speaking on none of that.
Huh?
Talk to my lawyer.
All right.
At his residence, tensions rose. Family members argued with officers about who owned the property and who had authority over the rooms inside. But ownership and occupancy are different under the law, and deputies held the perimeter, waiting for judicial approval before conducting a full search.
I don't want nobody in my property till I see that warrant. This is my house. I own this house. This is in my name. I don't want anyone in my house without my permission.
Listen.
That's my right and my God-given right in the law. I didn't give nobody's permission to be in my home. This is my home.
Can I speak?
Yes, but
Okay,
if there's someone in the home, I don't want them in the home.
So let me.
Is there an officer in the home?
With your mother. Yes. With your mother.
I
Yes.
need them out of my home.
Okay.
I don't give anyone permission to be in my house.
Okay, ma'am, your mother was in
My
a row.
mother is not the owner of this resident. I am. They rent this property from me.
No,
I am the owner.
You are not the owner. They're in control. So,
I'm the owner of this property.
if you let me
They
talk,
rent this from me.
you let me talk, I can explain it to you.
Okay.
Next thing, if you continue your attitude, I'm going to tell you to get into your expedition, and you're going to leave, and I'm not going to tell you
I own
anything.
this property.
I do not care.
Literally own it. I have the title
Do
to
not
it. It's
care.
my home.
When you're ready for me to talk,
I'm listening.
I will talk.
I'm listening.
Okay. So, we are doing a good thing for your mother. Your mother is in a t-shirt. We walked her in so she could put a dress on so that her husband can take her out to dinner. We are securing this place. We are writing a search warrant. Once the search warrant gets approved, we are going to go in and then we're going to search it. Your son is in custody right now. Okay?
Okay.
For a case.
Okay.
That's what led us here.
Okay.
So take all your frustration out on your son,
No,
not on us.
Take out on him. I just asked if there.
Meanwhile, the evidence kept stacking up. The paper trail showed a rapid withdrawal scheme designed to take advantage of TD Bank's instant verification system. Combined with a firearm, narcotics, and documents found in the vehicle, investigators were able to connect the dots. In the end, Heriberto Varela was charged with multiple felonies: grand theft, uttering a forged instrument, fraudulent use of personal identification, an organized scheme to defraud. What started as an $8,000 transaction at a local branch unraveled into a case of counterfeit fraud, stolen identity, and weapons possession, all uncovered in real time, one step at a time. On June 7, 2025 at 4:35 p.m., an officer in Fargo's real-time crime center was scanning downtown cameras when something caught his eye. Two men were lingering in the stairwell of the Robert Salney parking ramp. One he recognized immediately. He had an open warrant. The other was hunched over a glass tube, the kind often used to smoke methamphetamine. Patrol units were dispatched. When they arrived, they quickly arrested the man with a warrant, but the second man slipped away, vanishing into the nearby streets. Guided by the real-time feed, officers tracked its direction. Moments later, he was spotted again, 2nd Avenue and Robert Street. Community Engagement Officer Jensen arrived and confirmed the man's identity: 37-year-old Joseph Manitowabi, a familiar face with a long history. Officers moved to detain him. At first, he denied smoking meth. Then suddenly he resisted, striking 3 officers before breaking free.
Is it Joseph? Joseph.
What's going on?
Hey. One of our officers saw you on the camera smoking meth in the.
I wasn't smoking no meth, I was just walking through.
Well, they call out your exact description, so you're just going to be detained right now, okay?
I didn't do nothing.
Can you go ahead and put the hands behind your back, please?
Yeah, I didn't do nothing.
Can you just go ahead and put your.
No, can I call? Can I get some help? No. What did I do wrong? What am I going to?
Detained. Put your hands in the back. It's okay.
What am I going to?
Put your hands behind your back.
What did I do wrong?
If you put your hands behind your back, we can tell you.
Come on, get the wall.
What the am I going to, man?
Now. 7's on Central Mail, northbound Roberts Valley. Punched 2 officers in the face.
He bolted north toward the Salvation Army, with officers Winter, Dean, and Jensen in pursuit. Winter chased on foot. Dean followed in her squad car, and Jensen in a motorized trike called the Tricky.
He's running towards the Salvation Army lot right now. The American oil, light blue jeans, dark blue tank top, and long hair. West side of Salvation Army. I'm at foot pursuit with him right now. Northbound behind Salvation Army west side. Shots in the air now! Stop! One at Taze Point, north side Salvation Army.
The chase ended in a tense standoff. Manitowabi finally obeyed commands, lying down on the pavement. Officer Winter drew his taser, while Officer Dean covered with her firearm, unsure if Manitowabi was armed.
Get your arms out in front of you. Lie down. Put your hands behind the small of your back right now.
Hold me cover.
Here. Let go of the handcuff. Ferguson for that, Central 1 male 83. Roll my way. Check the sides here.
The chief of police. I was under. I'm doing an investigation.
Punch a damn officer, man.
I did. He was a traitor. I wasn't an officer.
No, glove up, quick.
I'm the chief of police.
Sit him up. Sit up, man. Bring your knees to your chest.
It's illegal to detain me. I'm undercover.
Get up.
As they closed in, a black car rolled into the scene, a well-meaning citizen trying to help, but the officers had to wave him off. Any distraction could turn dangerous. At last, Winter and Jensen secured Manitowabi in handcuffs. His pockets were searched, and he was lifted calmly to his feet before being taken to the patrol vehicle. The charges were serious: assaulting peace officers, refusing to halt, drug paraphernalia, and preventing arrest. 3 months later, on September 8, 2025, the court handed down the sentence: 5 years behind bars. Manitowabi will serve 2, then remain under probation for the final 3. For Fargo officers, it was another reminder how quickly a routine camera scan can spiral into a dangerous street pursuit.
3 counts of assault on a peace officer now. Good, Melissa. Take a seat.
A 56-year-old woman passed away in Jiangxi, China, when she and her son were riding a motorcycle when they were struck by a falling tree. Her family reportedly sued the local government for failing to preserve the tree and demanded compensation of around 1 million yuan. I wasn't able to determine the precise date of the occurrence, but the court determined that she was somewhat to blame for not wearing a helmet, while the local road and public safety authorities were deemed to be mostly at fault due to the dead tree that had not been taken down. The local government was ordered to pay the majority of the damages, with other accountable departments covering the remaining $137,800, bringing the total damages to $984,114.61. Minutes before the plane lands in South Korea, a video shows the interior of the aircraft. As the wind whips through the cabin, passengers can be seen sitting in the video. A corner partially hides the open door. A 33-year-old passenger was later accused by authorities for unlocking the door while the aircraft was still more than 600 feet above the earth. Because of cabin pressure, opening an airplane door at high altitude is practically impossible. Yet when the pressure equalizes at lower altitudes, it is theoretically feasible. Even yet, there is still a significant risk to everyone's safety. In one video, a man is seen standing at his kitchen sink and describing how, when he was using it, his headlamp suddenly exploded. He records it on camera as the gadget unexpectedly ignites and catches fire once more as he is speaking.
My God, my headlamp just blew up on my head. Oh my God! Look at this. Holy shit. Oh my God. It just blew up again. Look at this. It felt like I got punched in the back of the head when it first blew. and I reached up and threw it off my head and burnt the hell out of my hands. The first finger's the worst. Can't really see it. That finger got cooked too. Oh my God. And then it just blew up again on the counter. I can't believe this. Oh, this hurts. My God. Holy shit. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh, this hurts. Oh, I can't believe this thing. Oh, my God. Oh my God. I am thankful I had this thing on, even though I got hurt. Because if that wasn't on my head and I wasn't home, it would have burnt my house down. It absolutely would have burnt my house down, for sure. I can't believe that. Holy shit.
These kinds of incidents are usually brought on by battery failure, which is frequently brought on by overcharging, overheating, or a broken lithium-ion cell. Internal battery components have the potential to short circuit or rupture, causing a thermal runaway that could result in an explosion or fire. Although they are not very often, these kinds of malfunctions might occur, particularly with equipment that are defective or poorly constructed. As a reminder, always use high-quality batteries and chargers, and turn off gadgets if they begin to malfunction or show symptoms of swelling or heat. We've already seen why it's never a good idea to go head-to-head with a car, but this guy apparently didn't get the memo. For reasons unknown, he decides to go all in, swinging, kicking, and smashing at a vehicle like he's trying to win a grudge match. The car, of course, has the final word. After enough blows, the driver decides they've had enough and puts an end to the fight the only way a car can, by running him over. What started this? No one really knows. But one thing's for certain, the driver ended it. And honestly, if you had to guess where this kind of madness would happen, wouldn't you put your money on a Walmart parking lot? Watch this video in China to see dashcam footage of a car rushing along a road. Everything seems routine until the driver crests a hill, only to discover that the road ahead is nothing like the one behind. Smooth pavement suddenly gives way to an older, broken surface. The car jolts, traction vanishes, and control slips away. In an instant, the vehicle veers off course, flipping violently over the edge of a small dike before crashing into the bushes below. Uneven roads like this are more than just inconvenient. They are traps waiting for the unsuspecting, and at high speeds, there is almost no time to react. On August 15, 2025 in Vietnam, a glass press boiler erupted inside a business early in the morning, barely injuring a guy. A portion of the warehouse was destroyed by the blast's impact, and other surrounding homes were damaged. Reports state that the impact was so powerful that glass fragments were flung dozens of meters away, and the iron frame and zinc top of the building were totally bent. A number of neighboring homes experienced broken windows, cracked walls, and other damage. Thankfully, there were no reported casualties. Rescue and fire crews swiftly secured the area after arriving on the site in special vehicles. Local authorities are still performing forensic examinations and looking into the source of the explosion as of the time of this video. It was a normal day in this grocery, until it wasn't. What possibly could have been up with this driver? This is a horrifying clip taken by a visitor to China's Longtan Grand Canyon. A major mishap occurred on a suspension bridge, leaving numerous tourists stranded and suspended in midair by a steel cable. As the tragedy unfolded, observers were terrified and alarmed. Fortunately, officials moved quickly, and all tourists were successfully rescued. It began as just another call. October 18th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a bus station after reports of a woman refusing to leave. On paper, it sounded routine, but as the body cam starts rolling, you'll see just how quickly a simple warning can spiral into something far more serious. At first, all they asked her to do was leave the property. That was it. She didn't need to be arrested. She didn't need to make a scene. But instead of listening, she pushed back and then kept pushing.
You just want to trespass? You want to press charges if she doesn't want to leave?
I'll press charges. Okay. I'll try to do trespass.
This one? Yeah. Hey. Are you with anybody else or just alone?
No, I'm alone.
Okay. So security here, they're giving you a warning right now. They want you trespassing here. I mean, security here, they're giving you a warning right now and they want you trespass, meaning you can't come back, right? So they're denying you service and they just want you to leave at this point.
I'm gonna get my ticket.
You're gonna get your ticket, you're gonna have to go somewhere else.
What do you mean somewhere else?
So yeah, you can't stay here. After this warning, if you stay here, come back, anything, you're subject to arrest, right?
But sir, you don't understand.
Alright, so listen, for the night, they're not going to sell you a ticket. For whatever reason, you guys had an argument or whatever, they want to refuse services. So they're asking you to leave the property. If you refuse to leave, you're going to go to jail. So what we need you to do right now is gather your belongings and make your way off property.
But I'm charging my phone.
It doesn't matter, you have to go somewhere else.
Are you for real?
Yes.
For real, yeah.
So please gather your belongings and make your way off
But sir,
property.
you're not even listening to me.
There's no option on this. This is a decision off of the business, and we're just telling you what the business is requesting. You're not going to buy a ticket. They're not going to sell you anything.
Why?
We're not going to sit here and explain it. Gather your belongings.
Can you just
Stand
give me
up.
a second?
No, go ahead, gather your things. Make your way outside.
¿Puedes salir un momento para conmigo?
Sí.
¿Ustedes están juntos?
No, sino que ella le van a depositar un dinero y estoy consiguiendo la cuenta del seller.
Every officer in the room gave her the same chance, walk away, no consequences, but she wouldn't budge. She sat down, complained, and argued like the rules didn't apply to her. You can almost feel the patience wearing thin.
That's wrong, sir, what you're doing. And you're not even letting me explain.
There's no need to explain. This is what the business wants, and you just have to comply, okay?
¿Qué dice que no le entiendo?
Que este negocio no quiere vender un ticket a ella porque ella estaba haciendo un show más temprano y por eso ellos quieren que ella vaya. Y si ella no vaya, ella va a ir para la cárcel, pero es una opción de parte de ella.
No, disculpe.
Voy a la cárcel, señor, porque usted no me está escuchando.
Vamos a por ahí hablamos porque te deposité tu dinero para que también puedas comprar tu vuelo igual que yo.
You guys are wrong, you're not listening.
Exit this way.
Exit that way.
Exit that way.
That's fucked up. You guys don't do your job. No, me hace nada que. No nos ponga pica. No nos ponga que no nos ponga. No me va a dar aquí en la propiedad. Que si la ves, que la ves.
Other way, ma'am. You gotta go to your right. You have to leave property.
It's completely off of the property. So the parking lot, everything. If you need to make a phone call to, let's say, have someone pick you up, just do that across the street.
And then the moment everything shifted, she said the words that turned this encounter on its head. I'm not leaving.
This is still the property. We're still giving you a chance right now, right? So to explain, this is the property. You have to head on out.
Update for 8:30 p.m.
You guys are fucking. I'm not leaving.
You're not leaving? Again, I'm going to give you a chance. If you do not leave, you're going to go to jail. That's the next option.
From that point forward, there was no turning back, but refusing to leave was just the beginning. The moment the officers moved in, she lashed out, scratching, resisting, screaming like she was the victim. What began as trespassing was now assault on a police officer.
Get off property or go into jail. Pick up your bag and continue to walk.
Explica a ella, si ella no vaya, ella va para la cárcel. Eso va a pasar ahora mismo.
Lo que yo diga hay que hacerle caso porque eso es su trabajo.
Ellos son unos come pinga, eso es lo que pasa.
A ella no le importa lo que tú le digas, ¿me entiendes? A ella lo que le importa
a mí tampoco me importa, ellos no me quieren escuchar.
Is she leaving or not?
Yo te entiendo. Por eso te estoy ayudando con lo de la cuenta. ¿Me entiendes? Vamos.
Step back.
Okay.
You're under arrest. Not hands off.
Don't resist. Stop pulling back.
Scratch me again, see what happens. Let me know when you're ready.
No!
Oh, she just got fat Leo charges.
My phone.
Scratch it? Yeah.
I need my phone.
No.
We're going to go to the car.
Ow! Hold on, you're hurting me!
You should have thought about that before you just attacked a police officer.
Ow! Please stop! You're hurting me!
Spread your legs.
Spread your feet.
You're hurting me, sir, please!
Stop moving.
Please stop, you're hurting me! You're hurting me, please! Please, you're hurting me!
Okay.
My shoe!
I gotta do a report now for this. You want me to just take the whole thing?
She had chance after chance to walk away without cuffs. She refused them all, and in the end, what should have been nothing more than a trespass warning ended with felony charges, handcuffs, and a bus station full of witnesses. It's a reminder how quickly things can turn. One decision, one refusal, and suddenly a life changes forever. Remember when I showed a woman cleaning a cliff in China? They actually serve a purpose because tourists like this guy enjoyed doing this crazy stuff and he nearly fell. I could never. In a bizarre incident in the morning of August 7, 2025 in MYUU, São Paulo State, Brazil, a 72-year-old man was hit by a stray dog, falling headfirst onto the road and losing consciousness. He was admitted to the hospital and is reportedly still in critical condition. According to the family, the dog's owner clarified that the animal had become lost and was not accustomed to living on the streets, and that he is assisting the elderly guy. Forget machetes. This guy thought a hand axe was a perfect tool for retail therapy, and just to make sure his tantrum got the attention it deserved, he brought along his very own camera crew. Who does that? It's less of a crime spree and more like a failed edition tape for Jackass, the midlife crisis edition. The second he storms inside, he's swinging like he's auditioning for a lumberjack competition. Computers? Gone. Cash registers? Obliterated. Honestly, the only thing he didn't chop was his dignity. Probably because he lost that before he even walked in. And the reason for all this chaos? His wife wanted to shop but didn't have a mask. That's it. Instead of just grabbing one, she tells her husband, and his response is basically, cool, let me go axe the entire store in half. You almost have to respect the commitment to overreaction. Almost.
Хуесосы, блядь! Поработали! Сосите! Сосите! Совсем пидоры!
Thanks for watching. Stay vigilant, friends.